Hello the internet, my name's Laura and welcome back to my channel. As you can see, I am not in my normal place today. I am actually outside. I was thinking about what video I wanted to do, and I was thinking I was going to do just the top 5 video because I haven't done one of those in a while. And then I realized my top 5 would probably be, usually, a lot of times my top 5 is plants that are doing really, really well because they're bringing me a lot of joy because they're growing. And what I realized is that there are certain plants that once I got them outside, once I got them outside for the spring, they really just kind of took off and did a lot better than they were doing before. And so I would like to show you those plants and perhaps why they're doing so much better, or why I think they're doing so much better than they were, so that maybe if you're having a little bit of struggle with your plants, you might think about putting some of them outside if you've got a good place for that. And just, seeing what you could possibly do by having some plants in your outdoor space. So we're going to go ahead and do that. I'm going to turn you guys around and show you the plants that I have on my list. Top 5. I'm going to call this video Top 5 Most Dramatic Growth Increases since putting them outside. I don't know, that's too long. We'll figure it out. Okay. So some of you may remember last year, one of the first plants I ever got was this cordyline. It was on sale because it was not looking so great. And I think it either Home Depot or Lowe's. I don't remember which one it was. But I brought it home and I loved it because of the pink on the leaves. And I had it inside because I had all my plants inside. It was fall. It was getting ready to be winter. And I brought it inside and it did fine for a little while. And then at one point the leaves just started going crispy. And I came to find out the cordylines really don't like being indoor plants. And so early, before it even got warm, I went ahead and threw this outside because I was like, it's either going to die inside or it's going to die outside. And as soon as I put it outside, all of the leaves that had been growing in and then just going crispy started coming in and looking fine. See this, the early one's a little deformed here because, it was just kind of messed up. And this is where I had cut off some of the crispy to try and kind of save the leaf. But then everything that's been coming in since then has looked great. So, cordylines, they're not kidding about it not liking inside. And it is just doing great out here. So, that is one of my most dramatic growth increases since putting it outside. And some of you may have remembered that I was kind of complaining about my string of bananas at one point where all of the little bananas were so tiny and it wasn't really doing anything. Well, I brought this outside and now the bananas are just really, really plumping up and looking happy and healthy and just really, really good. And so I really think that this is a plant that prefers to be outside if at all possible. The extra sun, the extra, I don't know, just being outside. It really, really is just so much happier being out here than it ever was when it was inside. And I want to get it hanging because obviously it's just kind of sitting here doing whatever. But I want to get it hanging and get it a little more full on top. And this guy is doing wonderful and great. So I am super happy about all the growth and the just how big it's gotten since coming outside as opposed to how it was growing inside. All right, back in here, some of you may remember when I got my first adenium and how it came in with some leaves and flowers on it and then all the leaves fell off, which I knew was going to happen. And then what I think happened is it went into dormancy because it was winter, it was inside, it was not doing well, and then I brought it outside and it has now obviously started growing these leaves. It tried to grow a couple flowers, but then those dried up and fell off, and I'm not sure. This might be another one that it's trying. Oh, and I was completely off. It tried to grow some flowers here, and that might be one there, but all the other ones kind of dried and fell off. But the plant itself is healthy and doing well, so I'm really happy that that guy is doing great, and I might even get some more blooms this year, which would be super awesome. But compared to the stick that it was, this adenium is doing wonderfully. This is a recent acquisition. I got this plant at Lowe's for like 11 bucks because obviously it was doing the alocasia thing where it, you know, the leaves kind of go all funky. And I kept it outside because I kept it outside, and it is currently growing a new leaf off of every plant that is in here. So there's that one, there's that one. This little baby has got tiny, I mean, it's coming. But this thing actually didn't have any leaves like a week ago. And I think there's another baby coming in there. This one's got the little bump. And this one has got its little leaf coming out here. So this plant has been doing absolutely wonderfully out here. So much so that I decided to bring my Alocasia Regal Shield out here. It just put out this new leaf for me, which I'm happy about because it's actually bigger than the other leaves that had come in. But I want to see if I can get some more that are like the, you know, that leaf size. So this guy's out here. I'm going to see how it does. Obviously, I have it in a place that doesn't get sun all through the day. But I'm hoping that it'll do okay out here, because I just want to see some more big leaves on this guy. And like I said, I've had so many other plants that have done well by being outside that I figured that I would give that a shot. And then our last plant that has been doing so much better since being outside is this poor little Brugmansia, where I had it inside and it was doing okay inside, and then it got spider mites, and then it got mealybugs. And so I finally took it outside and I put it on the front porch, and it did not like the front porch at all. It was not really growing. The leaves were still getting kind of yucky. And then I brought it back here because this is where years ago I had a Brugmansia. It wasn't variegated, but I had an angel trumpet, and I kept it like right there, like literally. And it just thrived there really, really well. And so I brought this out here, and like literally 2 days later, it's putting out all these flower pods. Like all over the place there are flower pods. And so it is apparently really liking it here. It's finally starting to grow in some nicer leaves. You know, they're not going crispy. They're the right shape. They're everything, you know, that you would want them to be. And so I'm just leaving this guy here. But, you know, I even tried putting this guy outside and it was just in the wrong spot. So sometimes you have to, like, you can't even just stick it outside. You have to find the right place for it. So but anyway, but this is going to be my video. It's not going to be very long, but I'm hoping that you guys can see this and just kind of be encouraged about putting some of your plants outside. There's definitely some that I'm not putting outside. I put a begonia outside and it's been doing okay, but I don't know. I'm kind of worried about them drying out too quickly outside, so I kept most of my begonias inside. Who knows, I might give it a shot if I just keep up with the water level. That's one of the big things about being out here is I'm definitely watering, like, because the Alocasia wants to stay wet. I am definitely watering that very often. And then my pitcher plant here, I have to water that pretty often, but I mean, yeah, that's not too bad. And then here's an overview of everything else, just because I'm out here. I've had to move this purple shield a couple of times. It was getting way too much sun. And as you can see, the leaves were kind of going, like they were losing their purple. And so I moved it here. It gets a little bit of sun in the morning, and then the sun goes behind the house. And so it's a lot happier with the amount of light that it's getting now. So if anybody was lucky enough to get a purple shield, you know, just be aware that they definitely do not like too much sun, and they are very dramatic, and when they need water they kind of just go bleh, and then you water them and they perk right back up. So alright, so if you guys like this video, go ahead and like this video, and if you would like to stick around and see more of my plants, you can go ahead and subscribe if you're not already. And I'm very grateful that you have spent some of your time with me today. I will see you guys in the next video. Alright, bye-bye.